You wake up. It's not a bad morning. It's just another regular morning. The kind of morning where there's nothing wrong to complain about, but also nothing that actually wakes you up. You wake up feeling nothing. You grab your phone. You stare at the dark screen for 2 seconds, not even sure what you were looking for. Everything feels the same. You know? Lifeless. No volume. You're not sad. You'd recognize sadness. This is something else. It's not sadness. It's absence. Absence of everything. Look, what you're feeling right now has a technical name, and it has a physiological solution. It's called dopaminergic downregulation. Your receptors are closed, temporarily. And in 48 hours, you can reopen those receptors. No medication. No spending money. What's going to happen in the next 48 hours is exactly this. Step by step. I'll show you how it works. 6 transformation points. 6 neurochemical changes you won't feel one at a time. But altogether, in the end, they become something else. Here's where you are now. Here's where you'll be in 2 days. I know what you're thinking. That you've tried this before. That it doesn't work for you. But this isn't about willpower. Willpower is the last piece of this game, not the first. You don't choose when to have willpower. It shows up when everything else is in place. The cause is your baseline dopamine level. The lower it drops, the worse you feel. Stimuli too fast, too frequent, accumulated for months without you noticing. Each cheap spike costs you a piece of the ground beneath you. You sink, slowly, without realizing. Good news, you're not out of dopamine. It's locked, and it takes 48 hours to unlock it. 6 biological stages. One depends on the other. All right, it starts now. Hour 0. Hour 0. You're not going to meditate, not going to run, not going to take some magic supplement. This video is cheaper than that. You're going to cut for 48 hours. Everything that gives a fast spike. Social media, porn, sugar, alcohol, news, gaming. Anything that delivers pleasure in under 5 minutes, out. I'll tell you right now, this won't be easy. The first 6 hours are the worst. Your brain will ask for what it's always had, but it's not hunger. It's aggressive boredom. What you call normal isn't normal. It's exhaustion. Your brain needs immediate stimulation. Anything against that, it'll try to sabotage you. You can only have water, real food, paper books, a notebook, walking. That's it. Boredom is medicine. Boredom isn't a disease. Boredom is the sound of your receptors reopening. Remember that line. You'll want to quit. You'll invent urgency. You'll check your phone 3 times to make sure it's off. But underneath, in silence, something starts to move. The receptors don't ask permission. They work if you get out of the way. Your first day is a patience marathon. There's no shortcut. On this part, there isn't. But if you make it to hour 6 without giving in, something changes. Small, but it changes. Hour 6. You walk past the coffee shop, catch that smell of fresh coffee. You stop, breathe it in deep. Don't know why you did that, but it felt good. That's your nucleus accumbens, the pleasure circuit, starting to register contrast again. Small things start counting as big things again. Before you needed 50 stimuli to feel 1. Now 1 stimulus starts counting as 1. Make sense? This is the master concept of this video. Write it down if you want. More sensitivity, less quantity. You don't need more. You need the little to count again. You bite into an apple, one of those you bought at the store and forgot about. And you taste the sweetness. A sweetness that was there all along. You just didn't have the sensitivity to feel it. Same apple, different brain. The signal didn't change. The receptor did. You're not excited yet, but you start noticing differences between things. Before, everything was the same. From hour 6 to hour 12, what changes is sleep. And look, sleep is the most underrated part of this. Hour 12. You sleep. But it's not the sleep you had. It's not that crash sleep, like passing out exhausted. It's something else. No alcohol, no blue light, No late night food. Your REM sleep works like a protocol, not like chance. While you sleep, your brain does maintenance. It's the only time it can do this, when you're not using it. No alcohol, no blue light, no late night food. Your REM sleep works like a protocol, not like chance. While you sleep, your brain does maintenance. It's the only time it can do this, when you're not using it. Clean sleep isn't long sleep. 7 hours without noise beats 9 hours with TV on. The difference is what gets consolidated, not the duration. You wake up different. You don't wake up excited. Hold on, it's not that yet. You wake up present. It's something else. You'll notice before you're fully awake. Compare it to yesterday. Same bed, same light, same body. Only the software changed. From hour 12 to hour 24 comes the weird part. Comes the test. Hour 24. You're stuck between two choices. The wrong one looks easy. The right one looks boring. And this is where most people quit. Work that requires focus. Conversation that requires attention. Exercise that hurts. Project you abandoned 6 months ago. The wrong choice lends you pleasure, then charges interest. The right one pays you for real and lets you keep the change. It's the same dopamine, just through different paths. The fast one gives you pleasure now and bills you later. The slow one takes longer, but the effect stays. You open the notebook. Work 20 minutes on what you've been avoiding. Don't feel joy, but also don't feel that agony from before. And that's already progress. At hour 24, something changes inside. You don't notice it clearly yet, but biologically, it's already started. You still don't feel it, but people around you already notice you're different. Between hour 24 and hour 36 is where most people quit. Not from weakness, it's because the brain changes strategy. It stops screaming and starts negotiating. Hour 36. The brain switches tactics. Now it doesn't demand, it suggests. And it feels like you thought of it yourself. It's the brain trying to convince you it's okay to go back. Just once. I deserve it. It's already working. I can relax a bit. But you don't deserve to go back to hour 0. You deserve to make it to hour 48. That's the difference. Hour 36 is a test, not a punishment. The decision you make now defines whether you reach hour 48 or go back to hour 0. Simple as that. Inside, this is exactly when the new receptors are being built. You give in now, you throw it all away, literally. You don't sit still trying to resist. You move, walk, write, wash dishes, anything. Just don't sit there thinking about the temptation. Physical action cuts mental impulse. You stand up, the brain forgets what it was asking for. It's automatic. Hour 36, one more stage complete. Now it's holding out until 48. This last stage is the heaviest one. In the last 12 hours is when everything you've done so far starts making sense. That's when you actually feel it. Hour 48. You wake up on the second day after. No music playing, no epiphany. But you notice details. Things that used to go unnoticed now catch your attention. Technically, you didn't get better than everyone else. You just went back to functioning the way you should. The dopamine reserve went up. And it stays that way as long as you don't go back to fast stimuli. It's not magic. It's maintenance. You open your phone, look at the screen, and close it. Not because you forced yourself. There was just nothing there that mattered. Nothing screaming for attention. Here's the secret. Willpower isn't what you use to start. It's what shows up when you fix the system. The last lock releases. Access granted. And here most people discover. It was never lack of dopamine. It was dopamine in the wrong place. The receptors weren't broken. They were overloaded. Overloaded, not destroyed. Remember that. It's the same life. Same job, same routine, same problems. What changed is how you perceive, not what exists. Will to live isn't a feeling. It's a sign that the equipment is on. 2 days. Not little, not much. It's the biological time the reset takes. And that's it. No ritual, no magic pill. It's stopping the noise long enough to hear what's underneath.
If you do just this, no app, no book, no therapist charging you, nothing, just this, you'll feel a difference before reaching hour 24.
Will to live isn't motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Will to live is the sound of the brain functioning right.
Everything we talked about here comes down to one word: sensitivity.
More sensitivity, less quantity. That's the whole game. If you never finish anything, start these 48 hours today. Not tomorrow, today. Because tomorrow, you'll find another excuse. And look, if you feel like you can't do it, that it's beyond this, that you need more than 48 hours, seek professional help. This is a tool, not a substitute. But if you're just overloaded, and most people here are just overloaded, this video is your reset. Subscribe to the channel if this hit you somewhere. We publish new protocols every week. No cheap therapy. No weekend promises. Next 48 hours. No excuses. Go.